What if the thing that saves your life in the wild isn't your weapon, your training, or your shelter, but it's your energy? In this first episode of The Quantum Hunter, I'm taking you into the heart of Grizzly country, where my wife and I had an encounter with the biggest bear we've ever seen. And what happens next defies logic, but makes perfect sense if you believe in vibration. We flew into camp late, just before dark, the safest time to avoid thermals. Camp had been set up already from a previous trip with a buddy, and the moose gut pile from that hunt was only 40 yards from camp. And out comes that bear, and my wife let out a pretty eerie words that just still resonate to me this day. And she was like, "Oh my God." And she'd never done that before. And then and I'm still digging in the belly pod. She goes, "Oh my God, it's a bear." And I looked up and I saw the biggest bear I'd ever seen in my life. Turned and thundered back into the trees toward our camp. Now we had a choice: stay exposed on the gravel bar all night with a gut pile nearby, only 40 yards away, or walk into camp knowing that grizzly was just there. And this bear really rattled both me and my wife. Nonetheless, that we were going to go right there where he was at on the trail to take us to our tent, which was only about 20 yards away. And as luck would have it, the bear sized us up, turned around, and took off, and you could hear the weight of his body like a horse running. Just, you could hear the thunder across the tundra, how heavy he was. And it was quite eerie to know we were going to have to pack a cooler full of meat and steaks and hamburgers and hot dogs and then go back in there and sit down in camp knowing he's going to spend the rest of that night within 100 yards of us, or even on the gut pile at 40 yards. And was he going to charge us? Was he going to accept us being there? Finally talked my wife into going in there, and we literally had guns drawn. My wife was dinging her bell, got into camp. We're in camp. We just landed, got the fire going, put our first load in. And how big is it? It's a giant, huh?
It's huge.
You're freaked out. You're like,
it's a big bear. Let's go.
But holy cow, he's the biggest grizzly bear I think we've both ever seen. And he's right back here behind camp. Until we got to one tent, and that was our buddy's tent. And he bit a big old hole in the top of it. He did not like the smell, maybe, or the energy that was still there from our buddy. You tell me in the comments below what you think. Was it the aroma, the smell, the energy? Because our friend was a tier 2 operator. I mean, he'd killed people in war. He would be what you consider an alpha male. Did that bear pick up on his energy, smell? What was it? Camp, and look at this. Look at this. Check it out. He bit a hole in our tent, one of our tents here. And it's getting dark. And we got to get everything into camp. It's about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Let's go. I'll follow you. That night was magical. Northern lights danced. The air was still. But the presence of that grizzly loomed heavy because we knew he was within 100 yards away in the back of the trees. Sitting around the campfire that night at about 10 o'clock, I had my wife talked into that we were just fine. And all of a sudden we heard a big crunch. And we knew that bear was on that gut pile. I mean, literally 40 yards. We couldn't see him because of the blaze of the fire, which was a blaze. And we still couldn't see the bear, but he was literally right there through the alders. He'd been looking at us, watching us, and still felt comfortable enough to come in and feast on the gut pile while looking at us within 40 yards. I mean, that's a bow shot. You can hear him breathing.
He's on the other side.
You could hear him crunching on the bones and snapping and breaking the spine that was left over from the moose that was there, had been there. It was a really eerie feeling. As a man, as a husband, my defense mechanisms kicked in and I'm on full alert. What do we do? He's not afraid of the bonfire, and I'm the protector, right? That's a bear. That's a bear. No, turn the light out, turn the light out. I believe what kept us safe wasn't just fire or firearms, it was our state. Natural feels energy. And the animals, they know. So here's my question for you. Do animals sense the difference between fear and peace? Do they feel your vibration? Did I manifest having that bear come into our camp? Because for years I have told all my friends that seeing a bear on a hunt and having them come into camp was a bonus. Did I draw that energy to me? Did I draw those bears to me? We have new episodes every week. Mindset, moose, and the mystery of the wild. Welcome to the Quantum Hunter.